Alpha Victor 3321, pushback approved. Canberra ground. Qantas 302 Heavy, ready for pushback. Qantas 302 Heavy, pushback approved. Pushback approved. Alpha Victor 3321. Pushback approved. Qantas 302 Heavy. Canberra ground. Qantas 302 Heavy, ready to taxi to runway 17. Alpha Victor 3321, contact Canberra Tower on 118.7. Contacting Canberra Tower on 118.7, Alpha Victor 3321. Singapore 8379, taxi to runway 17, contact tower when ready. Qantas 302 Heavy, taxi to runway 17, contact tower when ready. Taxiing to runway 17, Qantas 302 Heavy. Taxiing to runway 17, Singapore 8379. Canberra ground, Singapore 8379, ready to taxi to runway 35. Singapore 8379, taxi to runway 35, contact tower when ready. Canberra ground, Qantas 55. Ready for pushback. Qantas 55, pushback approved. Pushback approved, Qantas 55. Taxiing to runway 35, Singapore 8379. Canberra ground, Qantas 55. ready to taxi. November 267 Lima Whiskey, request frequency change. Qantas 55, taxi to runway 35, contact tower when ready. Qantas 302 Heavy, request frequency change. Taxiing to runway 35, Qantas 55. Thank you, November 267 Lima Whiskey. Qantas 302 Heavy, taxi to parking. Qantas 302 Heavy, request frequency change. November 267 Lima Whiskey, taxi to parking. Taxiing to parking, November 267 Lima Whiskey. Canberra ground, November 645 Alpha Delta, ready to taxi. November 66 Delta Alpha, runway 12, cleared for takeoff, unable pattern work. Canberra Tower, Qantas 302 Heavy, ready for takeoff at runway 17, departing north. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, November 66 Delta Alpha. Canberra Tower, Alpha Victor 3321, ready for takeoff at runway 12, departing north. Canberra Tower, Alpha Victor 3321, ready for takeoff at runway 12, remaining in the pattern. Alpha Victor 3321, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, Alpha Victor 3321. Thank you, November 66 Delta Alpha. November 66 Delta Alpha, thank you, good day. November 66 Delta Alpha, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved November 66 Delta Alpha, good day. Canberra Tower, November 645 Alpha Delta, ready for takeoff at runway 12, departing north. Canberra Tower, Qantas 302 Heavy, ready for takeoff at runway 17, remaining in the pattern. Qantas 302 Heavy, line up and wait runway 17. Line up and wait runway 17, Qantas 302 Heavy. November 645 Alpha Delta, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, November 645 Alpha Delta. Canberra Tower, Qantas 55, ready for takeoff at runway 35, departing north. Qantas 55, runway 35, cleared for immediate takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 35, Qantas 55. Canberra Tower, Qantas 302 Heavy, ready for takeoff at runway 17, departing north. Singapore 8379, hold position. Holding position, Singapore 8379. Qantas 302 Heavy, runway 17, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 17, Qantas 302 Heavy. Qantas 55, request frequency change. Qantas 55, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved Qantas 55, good day. Qantas 55, thank you, good day. Thank you, good day, Qantas 55. Qantas 302 Heavy, line up and wait runway 35. Canberra Tower, SkyWest 5949, ready for takeoff at runway 12, departing north. Canberra Tower, November 267 Lima Whiskey, ready for takeoff at runway 12, remaining in the pattern. Canberra Tower, November 267 Lima Whiskey, ready for takeoff at runway 12, departing straight out. Thank you, good day, Qantas 302 Heavy. Thank you, November 267 Lima Whiskey. Canberra Tower, Singapore 8379, ready for takeoff at runway 35, remaining in the pattern. November 267 Lima Whiskey, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, November 267 Lima Whiskey. SkyWest 5949, line up and wait runway 12. Line up and wait runway 12, SkyWest 5949. Singapore 8379, runway 35, cleared for immediate takeoff, unable pattern work. Qantas 302 Heavy, request frequency change. Cleared for takeoff, runway 35, Singapore 8379. Qantas 302 Heavy, frequency change approved, good day. Qantas 302 Heavy, thank you, good day. SkyWest 5949, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, SkyWest 5949. You're welcome, Qantas 302 Heavy. SkyWest 5949, thank you, good day. SkyWest 5949, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved SkyWest 5949, good day. Thank you, good day, SkyWest 5949. Singapore 1379, thank you, good day. Singapore 1379, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved Singapore 8379, good day. Canberra Tower, German cargo 8145 is 15 nautical miles to the north at 5,000 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 17. Canberra Tower, Indonesia 737 is 16 nautical miles to the north at 5,200 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 17. German cargo 8145, number 1, runway 17, clear to land. Number 1, clear to land, runway 17, German cargo 8145. Indonesia 737, number 2, runway 17, clear to land. Number 2, clear to land, runway 17, Indonesia 737. Going around, India Delta November 2002 Super. India Delta November 2002 Super, number 3, runway 12, clear to land. Number 3, clear to land, runway 12, India Delta November 2002 Super. Jetstar 126, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, Jetstar 126. Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy, line up and wait runway 12. Line up and wait runway 12, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. Thank you, good day, Jetstar 126. German cargo 8145, is on final runway 17. German cargo 8145, roger. Thank you, German cargo 8145. Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. November 882 Delta Papa, is on final runway 17. November 882 Delta Papa, roger. Indonesia 737, is on final runway 17, full stop. Canberra Tower, American 497 is 18 nautical miles to the north at 5,200 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 17. Indonesia 737, roger. American 497, number 4, runway 17, clear to land. Number 4, clear to land, runway 17, American 497. November 882 Delta Papa, Roger. German Cargo 8145, you're welcome. India Delta November 2002 Super, you're welcome. Canberra Tower, All Nippon 0813, ready for takeoff at runway 12, departing straight out. November 882 Delta Papa, request frequency change. India Delta 156 Super, is on final runway 17, full stop. American 497, is on final runway 17, full stop. American 497, roger. American 497, roger. India Delta 156 Super, roger. Canberra Tower, All Nippon 0813, ready for takeoff at runway 12, departing east. All Nippon 0813, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Thank you, good day. India Delta November 2002 Super, cleared for takeoff. Runway 12, All Nippon 0813. All Nippon 0813, hold position. All Nippon 0813, hold position. Going around, November 485 X-ray Kilo. Holding position, All Nippon 0813. All Nippon 0813, I'm sorry. November 485 X-ray Kilo, Roger, make right traffic runway 17. You're welcome, All Nippon 0813. Roger, November 485 X-ray Kilo. American 497, request frequency change. All Nippon 0813, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Contacting Canberra Tower on 118.7, Quebec Alpha November Tango Alpha Sierra Heavy. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, All Nippon 0813. Juliet Alpha 711 Juliet Heavy, correction, stand by. Juliet Alpha 711 Juliet Heavy, runway 17. Cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 17, Juliet Alpha 711 Juliet Heavy. American 497, contact Canberra ground on 121.7. Contacting Canberra ground on 121.7, American 497. Thank you. Good day, All Nippon 0813. Canberra Tower, Pakistan Airways 787. Ready for takeoff at runway 12, departing north. Quebec Alpha November Tango Alpha Sierra Heavy, number 1, runway 17, clear to land. Canberra Tower, November 898 India Uniform, inbound on the ILS, runway 17. Number 1, clear to land, runway 17, Quebec Alpha November Tango Alpha Sierra Heavy. November 485 X-ray Kilo, number 2, runway 17, clear to land. Pakistan Airways 787, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Number 2, clear to land, runway 17, November 485 X-ray Kilo. Cleared for takeoff, runway 12, Pakistan Airways 787. November 898 India Uniform, number 3, runway 17, clear to land. Number 3, clear to land, runway 17, November 898 India Uniform. Canberra Tower, November 835 Charlie Whiskey is 8 nautical miles to the north at 4,800 feet, inbound for landing. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Qantas 302 Heavy is 14 nautical miles to the southwest at 22,000 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 16 right. November 445 Whiskey X-ray, runway 16 right, cleared for immediate takeoff, make right traffic. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, November 445 Whiskey X-ray. Qantas 302 Heavy make a left 360 for spacing. Making a left 360. Qantas 302 Heavy. Air India 667, line up and wait runway 16 right. Line up and wait runway 16 right, Air India 667. Boeing 787, thank you, good day. Boeing 787, frequency change approved, good day. You're welcome, Boeing 787. November 445 Whiskey X-ray, frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved. November 445 Whiskey X-ray, good day. Attention all aircraft, Sydney Kingsford Tower is closing in 1 minute. Air India 667, runway 16 right, cleared for immediate takeoff, make right traffic. Alpha India Romeo Papa Uniform Victor Alpha November Super, request frequency change. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Air India 667. Boeing 787, requesting departure to the south. Alpha India Romeo Papa Uniform Victor Alpha November Super, frequency change approved, good day. Boeing 787, departure to the south is approved. Sydney Kingsford Tower, November 874 November Victor, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Sydney Kingsford Tower, November 719 India November, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Qantas 302 Heavy is 10 nautical miles to the northwest at 18,200 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Delta Echo Sierra India Alpha India Romeo 9 Heavy, taxiing to runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Qantas 55 is 9 nautical miles to the northwest at 3,200 feet, inbound for landing, will make straight in for runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, November 267 Lima Whiskey is on final, runway 34 left. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, November 874 November Victor is clear of all runways. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Qantas 55 is on final, runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, SkyWest 5949 is on final, runway 07. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, November 719 India November is taking off runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, China Southern 7877 is clear of all runways. Sydney Kingsford Unicom is using runway 16 right, right traffic. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, China Southern 7877 is taking off runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Qantas 55 is on final, runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, SkyWest 5949 is inbound, request traffic advisories. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, November 719 India November is taking off runway 16 right, departing straight out. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Qantas 55 is inbound, request traffic advisories. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, SkyWest 5949 is on final, runway 07. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, November 645 Alpha Delta is 21 nautical miles to the southeast at 5,000 feet, inbound for landing, will make left traffic for runway 25. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha is taking off runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Sydney Kingsford Unicom, Juliet Echo Tango Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Heavy, taxiing to runway 16 right. New Zealand 272, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Sydney Kingsford Tower on 120.5. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Qantas 302 Heavy is 17 nautical miles to the north at 11,500 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Tower, New Zealand 272 is 11 nautical miles to the northwest at 12,000 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 16 right. Going around, November 267 Lima Whiskey. New Zealand 272 make a left 360 for spacing. New Zealand 272, descend your pattern altitude. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha, please follow instructions. Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha, runway 16 right, cleared for immediate takeoff, unable pattern work. Romeo Juliet 467 Romeo Mike Super, request frequency change. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha. Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. Attention all aircraft, please only request for takeoff when first in line. Sydney Kingsford Tower, China Southern 7877, inbound on the ILS, runway 16 right. November 358 Whiskey Kilo, say intentions. November 251 Quebec Uniform, say intentions. Descending to pattern altitude, New Zealand 272. Line up and wait runway 16 right, November 874 November Victor. Sydney Kingsford Tower, November 358 Whiskey Kilo, ready for takeoff at runway 25, departing west. China Southern 7877, enter left downwind runway 16 left. November 874 November Victor, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff. November 874 November Victor, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Qantas 302 Heavy is 22 nautical miles to the north at 8,400 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha is 1 nautical miles to the southeast at 1,700 feet, inbound for landing. Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha, enter left downwind runway 16 left. November 874 November Victor, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. November 358 Whiskey Kilo, line up and wait runway 16 right. Enter left downwind runway 16 left, Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha. Thank you, November 719 India November. Attention all aircraft, please only request for takeoff when first in line. November 358 Whiskey Kilo, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff. Delta 007 Heavy, line up and wait runway 16 right. Line up and wait runway 16 right, Delta 007 Heavy. Singapore 8379, enter left downwind runway 16 left. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy is 24 nautical miles to the west at 12,200 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 16 right. Enter left downwind runway 16 left, Singapore 8379. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Jetstar 126 is 20 nautical miles to the west at 12,100 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 16 left. Kilo Alpha Yankee 03, line up and wait runway 16 right. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Delta 007 Heavy. Sydney Kingsford Tower, November 251 Quebec Uniform, ready for takeoff at runway 25, remaining in the pattern. November 645 Alpha Delta, enter left downwind runway 16 left. November 251 Quebec Uniform, request frequency change. Qantas 302 Heavy, enter straight in runway 16 left. Enter left downwind runway 16 left, November 645 Alpha Delta. Jetstar 126, enter right downwind runway 16 left. China Southern 7877, request frequency change. Enter right downwind, runway 16 left, behind the traffic on right downwind, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. Holding short runway 16 right, Kilo Alpha Zulu 01. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Kilo Alpha Yankee 03, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, departing straight out. China Southern 7877, you were not clear to enter the runway, please exit the runway. Line up and wait runway 16 right, Kilo Alpha Yankee 03. November 645 Alpha Delta, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. New Zealand 272, enter left downwind runway 16 left. Enter left downwind runway 16 left, New Zealand 272. Kilo Alpha Yankee 03, runway 16 right, cleared for immediate takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Kilo Alpha Yankee 03. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Juliet Echo Tango Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Heavy, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Kilo Alpha Zulu 01, line up and wait runway 16 right. Juliet Echo Tango Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Heavy, hold short of runway 16 right. Line up and wait runway 16 right, Kilo Alpha Zulu 01. Holding short runway 16 right, Juliet Echo Tango Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Heavy. Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy, extend downwind. Extending downwind, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. Jetstar 126, number 2, traffic to follow is on final. Number 2, behind the traffic on final, Jetstar 126. Number 3, behind the traffic on right downwind, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. Kilo Alpha Zulu 01, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff, unable pattern work. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Kilo Alpha Zulu 01. Juliet Echo Tango Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Heavy, line up and wait runway 16 right. New Zealand 272, enter left downwind runway 16 left. New Zealand 272, number 4, traffic to follow is on right downwind. Juliet Echo Tango Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Heavy, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff, unable pattern work. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Juliet Echo Tango Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Heavy. Romeo Juliet 467 Romeo Mike Super, say intentions. Qantas 302 Heavy, number 1, runway 16 left, clear to land. Number 1, clear to land, runway 16 left, Qantas 302 Heavy. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Romeo Juliet 467 Romeo Mike Super, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy, please follow instructions. Romeo Juliet 467 Romeo Mike Super, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff, unable pattern work. Jetstar 126, is on right downwind runway 16 left. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Romeo Juliet 467 Romeo Mike Super. China Southern 303 flight of 2, hold short of runway 16 right. Holding short runway 16 right, China Southern 303 flight of 2. Thank you, good day, Romeo Juliet 467 Romeo Mike Super. Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha, you're in an active airspace, please contact Sydney Kingsford Tower on 120.5. New Zealand 272, please follow instructions. Jetstar 126, number 2, traffic to follow is on final. Number 2, behind the traffic on final, Jetstar 126. New Zealand 272, request frequency change. New Zealand 272, number 1, runway 25, clear to land. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha is 3 nautical miles to the east at 1,000 feet, inbound for landing. Number 1, clear to land, runway 25, New Zealand 272. New Zealand 272, please follow instructions. Golf Delta, request frequency change. Thank you, good day, New Zealand 272. Sydney Kingsford Tower, China Southern 303 flight of 2, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, departing south. Attention all aircraft, frequency is busy, transmit important messages. China Southern 303 flight of 2, line up and wait runway 16 right. Line up and wait runway 16 right, China Southern 303 flight of 2. Number 3, behind the traffic on right downwind, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. China Southern 303 flight of 2, runway 16 right, cleared for immediate takeoff. Kilo Alpha Yankee 03, request frequency change. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, China Southern 303 flight of 2. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Qantas 3205 Super, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, departing west. New Zealand 272, is on final runway 25. Qantas 3205 Super, hold short of runway 16 right. Alpha Sierra India Alpha November Alpha, when able turn right and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final. Holding short runway 16 right, Qantas 3205 Super. November 251 Quebec Uniform, correction, stand by. I'm sorry, New Zealand 272. November 251 Quebec Uniform, hold short of runway 16 right. Delta 007 Heavy, request frequency change. November 251 Quebec Uniform, hold position. China Southern 7877, hold position. China Southern 7877, you were not cleared to enter the runway, please exit the runway. November 251 Quebec Uniform, you were not cleared to enter the runway, please exit the runway. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Golf Delta, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Kilo Alpha Yankee 03, request frequency change. New Zealand 272, go around, make right traffic runway 16 right. Jetstar 126, is on final runway 16 left, full stop. Qantas 302 Heavy, request frequency change. China Southern 7877, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. November 251 Quebec Uniform, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. Qantas 302 Heavy, when able turn right and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final. Wilco, Qantas 302 Heavy. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Golf Delta is overhead at 300 feet, inbound for landing. New Zealand 272, request frequency change. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Qantas 303 Super, ready for takeoff at runway 07, remaining in the pattern. New Zealand 272, when able turn right and contact ground, please expedite. Wilco, New Zealand 272. Qantas 303 Super, hold short of runway 16 right. Kilo Alpha Zulu 01, request frequency change. Jetstar 126, number 1, runway 16 left, clear to land. Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy, maintain slowest practical speed. Number 2, clear to land, runway 16 left. Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. All Nippon 0813, say intentions. Kilo Alpha Zulu 01, contact Sydney approach on 124.4. Contacting Sydney approach on 124.4, Kilo Alpha Zulu 01. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Qantas 303 Super, ready for takeoff at runway 07, departing straight out. Golf Delta, contact Sydney departure on 118.4. Contacting Sydney departure on 118.4, Golf Delta. China Southern 7877, contact Sydney departure on 118.4. Qantas 3205 Super, contact Sydney departure on 118.4. Contacting Sydney departure on 118.4, Qantas 3205 Super. Qantas 303 Super, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. November 251 Quebec Uniform, contact Sydney departure on 118.4. Air India 667, frequency change approved, good day. November 874 November Victor, frequency change approved, good day. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Emirates 719 Heavy, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, departing west. Qantas 303 Super, contact Sydney departure on 118.4. Emirates 719 Heavy, line up and wait runway 16 right. Line up and wait runway 16 right, Emirates 719 Heavy. November 251 Quebec Uniform, Contact Sydney departure on 118.4. November 251 Quebec uniform, please follow instructions. Contacting Sydney departure on 118.4, Qantas 303 Super. Emirates 719 Heavy, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Emirates 719 Heavy. Jetstar 126, when able turn right and contact ground, please expedite, traffic on final. Wilco, Jetstar 126. Sydney Kingsford Tower, November 492 Juliet Bravo, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. November 492 Juliet Bravo, hold short of runway 16 right. Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy, when able turn right, contact ground on the taxiway. Wilco, Juliet Quebec 320 Sierra Yankee Delta Heavy. November 492 Juliet Bravo, you were not clear to enter the runway, please exit the runway. November 492 Juliet Bravo, please check tutorials on the forum for assistance using ATC instructions. November 492 Juliet Bravo, when able turn right and contact ground, please expedite. Sydney Kingsford Tower, Bravo Alpha 676 Super, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, departing straight out. Bravo Alpha 676 Super, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff, runway 16 right, Bravo Alpha 676 Super. Qantas 302 Heavy, cross runway 25. Crossing runway 25, Qantas 302 Heavy. Qantas 302 Heavy, you're welcome. Emirates 719 Heavy, contact Sydney departure on 118.4. Contacting Sydney departure on 118.4, Emirates 719 Heavy. November 66 Delta Alpha, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Sydney Kingsford Tower on 120.5. Sydney Kingsford Tower, November 66 Delta Alpha is 10 nautical miles to the east at 4,400 feet, inbound for landing. Thank you, good day, Qantas 302 Heavy. November 66 Delta Alpha, enter left downwind runway 16 right. Enter left downwind runway 16 right, November 66 Delta Alpha. Sydney Kingsford Tower, uniform Papa Sierra 941, ready for takeoff at runway 16 right, remaining in the pattern. Uniform Papa Sierra 941, runway 16 right, cleared for takeoff. Unable pattern work. Sydney Kingsford Tower, November 66 Delta Alpha is 7 nautical miles to the east at 3,500 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 25. November 66 Delta Alpha, maintain slowest practical speed. Maintain slowest practical speed, November 66 Delta Alpha. November 66 Delta Alpha, go around, make right traffic runway 16 right. Sydney Kingsford Tower, China Southern 303 flight of 2 is 14 nautical miles to the northwest at 4,800 feet, inbound for landing, requesting runway 16 right.